We're going to install a prototype PRL Flex-fuel kit for 10th Gen Civic SI. Here is what the prototype kit looks like. You can expect something similar. So, you got your K-tuner Flex-fuel box, you have the ethanol sensor, you have one of our custom machined EFI fitting adapters. This is going to be the replacement fuel line, and then the harness will go to different points in the engine bay. It's pretty much how this should come installed, or I should say assembled in the box. And you're only going to need a couple tools here. We will supply some zip ties for you. You're going to need a straight and a Phillips screwdriver, pocket screwdriver, or maybe a possible pick. And you're going to need a 5/8 wrench and a 9/16 wrench, and then a pair of side cutters, and then a 10mm socket. This is a 1/4" ratchet. You can use whatever size you want. Pretty quick and easy. The other two things you're going to need are a jack and some jack stands. So to start off here, Eric was kind enough to let us do this install on his car, and he's one of the salesmen here. He's a pretty awesome guy. He already has the PBT blanket. And then you can see here I have already removed the tin work underneath. Typical when doing like an oil change, anything like that. You have to use the flathead screwdriver. You've got the quarter turn fasteners here. And then up front here you'll have some Phillips to remove. Pull the tin off. Pretty simple. And then the basic install. You're going to want to pull the fuel pump fuse over there in the fuse box. Pop the panel off, figure out which one's the fuel pump, pull the fuse, start the car, let it run idle. It'll slowly run out of fuel pressure, and then the car will shut off. The system should have very minimal pressure left in it. And then you're going to want to grab your 10mm, pull off your negative terminal, and then you can start on installing the Flex-fuel kit. So the battery's disconnected. You're going to want to take these 10mm bolts out. You'll remove this plate. Okay guys, the next step here, you're going to want to pull the fuel line out of the clip there. Take your pocket screwdriver, pick. There is a tab on the bottom, so you'll have to go up behind, depress it, open up the factory clip here, and then same thing here. There's a clip pin or tab on this side, I should say, and then this will release. And then this is the fuel line safety clip. Pop that off there, turn it 90 degrees, pull it straight up, releases through that slot there. And then in this fuel line, you want to push it this way, grab these green tabs there, depress them, and then pull the quick connect off. Same thing down here. See the safety tab? You have the green clip inside, depress that, pull it off. So real quick, I do recommend when you disconnect the fuel line for the first time, grab a rag, put it over it, maybe wear some safety glasses, etc. Don't spray yourself in the face with fuel. Quick tip, you might forget about it and regret it a little bit later. After you remove the fuel line, you can remove the green clips, spread them a little bit, and they'll pull off the line. Get the second one down there right before the higher pressure fuel pump. Pull these bad boys off. I'm going to use your 10mm ratchet, and there's 2 bolts right here to pull off the firewall, and that will take this factory bracket off. Alright guys, I have the factory Honda bracket here. you can see there's these 2 metal inserts, 2 rubber grommets. What you're going to do, pull the metal out, and then pull the rubber harness out, and then you're going to want to install them here and here, and then push the metal spacer through the back. Okay, so there are the metal spacers installed with the rubber grommets. Very nice. And then grab your quick connect adapter. There is a large side and a small side. The factory fuel line is approximately 1/4 inch, probably some metric equivalent. And then the ethanol sensor is 3/8. So you're going to use the 9/16 on the smaller side and the 5/8 on the larger side. So what you can do, if you choose, you can pre-install this on the line, or you can leave it off to the next step. Okay, so sort of drape the flex fuel kit over the engine. Set some stuff down here. And this installs right there in the holes in the firewall. Here's our bracket and flex fuel kit installed. Unscrew the tube nuts here. You're going to want to slide them onto these barbs. Slides the fitting on, and then go ahead and snug them up. Next up, you can take the fuel line, route it very similar to stock. Just come through, clip onto the high pressure fuel pump barb, and then clip it into the factory clip right there. Tell me when.
You're live.
Oh man. Alright, so next up, 10mm. Loosen this harness clamp here. You see the wire loom. You're going to drape it to the intake manifold and then run the 2-pin plug. There's only one wire going to it, but this small plug, not the O2 sensor harness here. And take the 2-pin plug, sneak it under, depress this little tab here, pull this up, sneak it under, run it along these hard lines right here. And then re-clip it in. 6mm bolt goes back on. And then you're going to want to run it along this harness here. Take some of the supplied zip ties, tie this up nice, and then you're going to want to drop this wire down in front of the charge pipe so it stays away from the serpentine belt. You want to drop it down along the end of the rack, and then we'll go underneath, show you where that connects. Alright guys, I'm down under the passenger side of the car. Here's the AC compressor. You look in, right there is the secondary coolant temp sensor for the ECU. You're going to want to unplug that, and then find the harness that you dropped down along the rad. You're going to want to tuck it back, help keep it away from the serpentine belt, and then unplug that. Right, it's sort of hard to see, but made the connection right there. I'm going to tuck it back, zip tie it out of the way, and then at that point you can put the tin tray for doing oil changes back on, and put the car back on the ground. Alright, back up top here guys, you're going to take the secondary O2 sensor portion of the harness, and then you're going to feed it along the intake manifold. Try to keep it as tight as possible. And then you can come along this harness here, swoop it behind. Work it through here. And then one more. Feed it through here. And then right about there. At that point you can unplug for secondary O2. Is this one right here. It's the 4-pin plug. And then I can't unplug. All right. So at this point, you're going to want to plug the male portion of our harness into the female side. Make sure she snaps in there. And then reinstall it onto the factory clip. All right, so take the female portion of our harness, plug it in. Then you're going to want to take your 10mm loosen this 6mm bolt. Eric's car is fairly new, but your car gets driven in the winter, maybe it tarnished a little bit. Make sure to get a little Scotch-Brite or sandpaper. Clean that up so you have a good ground connection. Then you're going to want to pass the bolt through the eyelet, then reinstall the bracket. Alright guys, that's going to be it. Zip tie it up, make sure it doesn't hit chafe anywhere, and then the rest of the installation is based on K-Tuner Honda and your tuning solution. So have fun guys.